Welcome back to school. I'm Darren Soretto, host of The Bridge, the show that features happenings across Woodbridge Township School District. Today's show, we're going to be talking about full-day kindergarten. But first, what better way to start the new year than to start in a new school? We're here at Oak Tree Road Elementary School 29, and we're going to go inside and meet Mrs. Osborne. Come on over. So I'm here with Mrs. Osborne at School 29. Thank you so much for having me today,
Oh,
Jill.
sure. Anytime, Darren.
This is a beautiful school.
Yes, it is. We're very lucky here.
Yes, I just loved just coming in the front door. I felt so welcomed.
Oh, good.
Thank you. Yes.
Glad to hear it.
So can you tell us, what was it like, what's the reason that we're in this school here today?
Well, we outgrew Kennedy Park, essentially, and Dr. Zega knew that, the mayor knew that, and they had a vision for full-day kindergarten.
Okay.
And so they started looking at some options, and this building was one of their options. And the key was the bathroom situation, actually, because kindergartners need a bathroom close by to them, and Kennedy Park had that in every classroom.
Okay.
So that was when the decision was made to turn that school into the kindergarten school and move us over.
So it all started from a bathroom.
Yeah, essentially.
Well, that's so important, of course.
Yeah.
Now, how was the transition coming into the school? Was it easy? Was it difficult?
Well, we were a little bit down to the wire, but I think we transitioned very smoothly. There's a lot of protocol that had to be developed from the ground up.
Sure.
You know, arrival, dismissal, fire procedures,
Sure.
security.
Okay.
So a lot to think about, but my teachers persevered. They were wonderful. I couldn't have done it without them. And the kids just followed suit, so it was really smooth.
Well, they have a great leader, so that's
Thank you.
that's probably why. So the teachers were on board with everything. They were helpful, and
Yes, yeah. We got in probably a week before school started, so they had a lot to do, a lot of hands-on, and they got it all done.
Okay, and their classrooms, they were able to decorate and get in on
Yes, and the
time.
classrooms are beautiful, when you'll
great.
see in a couple minutes.
Yes,
They're
I saw the gym.
spacious, and the furniture's brand new, and you know, new lighting, new paint. It's really nice.
That makes it fresh.
Yes.
Well, maybe you can take us on a little tour and we could see some of the classrooms.
Sure, absolutely.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you. So, Mrs. Osborne, where are we here?
Well, this is our new art room, and I couldn't be prouder of this. This is absolutely beautiful. We went from art on a cart for the last 9 years at Kennedy Park, going inside, outside, up curbs, and now we have this wonderful space for the kids to use when the art teachers are here and when the art teachers aren't here. It's bright, it's beautiful, it's really nice.
And they have storage space, they have beautiful tables to work on. This is just a perfect art room.
Yeah. This is our instrumental band room. It's bright, it's big. The past 9 years, we had instrumental music lessons in a closet at Kennedy Park, so this is just wonderful for the kids.
This is a great space. Like you said, a lot of natural light coming in, looks fresh. Great acoustics, I'll bet, in this room.
Yeah, in the old place, we used to have to eat lunch in the classrooms once a week, so they could have full band in the all-purpose room, but now they can have full band time.
They have their own space, they don't have to worry about anything.
Finally.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
They deserve
well
it. The arts deserve it.
Absolutely, well deserved.
Great. Wow, what a gym. This is beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful. Once again, coming from a small all-purpose room, this is wonderful for the kids. We use it during recess time. We have a mic system. We got brand new backboards, new scoreboard, new bleachers.
Wow, the floor looks
new floor.
Kids seem to love it. They're having such
Love
a good time.
it. Finally have room.
Big open space. So where are we now, Mrs. Osborne?
Well, this is our technology room. You know, K-5 students come here. It's set up so it's conducive for group learning. It's just a great space. Bright, big. Mr. Reed can do a lot in here.
Yeah, we got high tables. You have these trapezoid-like tables. That's so awesome. Love this board. We've got all the old
Yes,
things
this
we
is all
remember,
him.
right?
This is all Mr. Reed. This is his idea.
Got the green screen too, if you want to fly. So this is a wonderful classroom we're in.
Absolutely, the best. Miss Sepp is the teacher in here. She's had this place set up for the first day of, since the first day of school. She's got that HGTV touch, little lights.
See it. Yeah, definitely makes it feel like you're at home, and looks like a wonderful group of students she has. Do you love being in this classroom?
Yeah!
Miss Sepp, an awesome teacher?
Yeah!
Oh, they love it. What a great classroom to learn in. So, Mrs. Osborne, we end here in your office. Can you tell us a little bit about your office?
Yeah, we're finally all together here, finally all unpacked. I have beautiful furniture. I'm really lucky to have a space like this. I can have meetings with parents, and there's plenty of room, which is very nice.
Oh, it looks like a great place to talk to your parents and teachers, and just to relax when you need to, right?
Which isn't very often.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not. Well, thanks so much for having
Thanks,
us
Darren.
here.
Anytime
Thank
you want to stop by,
Yes.
just show your ID.
I will, and I wish you the best of luck in the school year.
Thank you.
And now let's take a look at our lineup. In the studio today, we have supervisors Laura Calabrese and Christina Vreeland to talk about the full-day kindergarten transition. Then we'll feature a trip to some kindergarten classrooms to learn how kindergarten has changed this year. In sports, correspondent Anthony Hine will be at School 20 with physical education teacher Christina Turpanic. Finally, right back here in the studio, we'll welcome kindergarten musical performers Yaneli, Abigail, and Jace. First, a quick break as I jump on the school bus and head back to the studio. So come right back. Welcome back to The Bridge. I'm Darren Soretto. As usual, before we welcome our first guest, we're featuring some talented artists here on The Bridge. Today, we're featuring kindergarten ABC artwork submitted by art teacher Kelly Jumbach. Our first piece for the letter A is Apple by Raina from School 29. Students listened to Apple songs like High Up in an Apple Tree as inspiration for this piece. I love the collage technique that she used, and that probably helped her practice her fine motor skills. She has her seeds in there representing new life, and that carefully placed leaf. Way to go, Raina. Our next piece, Butterfly, for the letter B, was created by Addison from School 28. Students learned about symmetry in creating this piece. I love the detailed symmetry that Addison used. She has good color choice, and I just learned about those circles. They're there to keep predators from attacking the butterfly, so well done, Addison, putting those in there. Finally, for the letter C, students read If You Give a Cat a Cupcake by Laura Numeroff, and then designed their own cupcakes. This one is by Dylan at School 28. I like how Dylan used the rounded icing there and colorful sprinkles, and it really makes me want to eat dessert right now. So remember, be creative and submit your own artwork through your art teacher. Your work could be featured on the next episode of The Bridge. Now, a quick break, but come right back to meet supervisors Laura Calabrese and Christina Vreeland. Welcome back to The Bridge. You're here with Darren Soretto, and I am welcoming Laura Calabrese and Christina Vreeland. Welcome back, guys.
Thank you.
It's good to have you back on the show.
It's good to be here.
So let's just get started by knowing, what are your current responsibilities in Woodbridge Township?
Currently, I'm the K-5 language arts supervisor, and within that, I also am the assistant to ASI instruction, and I oversee the academic coaches, and I work a little bit with the dyslexia screening process for the district.
Great, thank you, Laura. And Christina?
And I supervise gifted and talented, advanced placement programs, music and dance.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for all you do for Woodbridge Township.
Thank you.
So our highlight today is kindergarten, correct? So I wanted to start with a little quote from an author, Robert Foldham. I don't know if you ever heard of him. And he wrote a poem called All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. And the quote is, live a balanced life, learn some and think some, and draw some and paint some, and sing and dance, and play, and work every day some. Does that kind of sum up kindergarten?
That's good advice.
All in a nutshell.
Great. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to start with Christina. Christina, how did the idea for full-day kindergarten come to be?
Well, I think that it started as a background idea. I was working a number of years ago, probably around 2010 through 2012, on primary curriculum. And as we worked on first and second grade, we kept hearing from kindergarten teachers saying, well, we want that too. Started with the Foundations program, and then they started to talk about not having enough time in their day for everything that they needed to get done to prepare students for first grade. Standards in the primary grades were increasing in difficulty, and kindergarten teachers were starting to feel that they just didn't have enough time to fit in everything that the students needed to learn. At that time in New Jersey, 76% of the school districts had full-day kindergarten, and it was still a need in Woodbridge Township. So we began to have some informal conversations about that. In 2012, I initiated a research study which involved looking at the literature that was out there on full-day kindergarten to see if really it did make an impact.
What did the research show? Did it show?
Yeah, it definitely showed that it made an impact, certainly on first grade accomplishments, student accomplishments, and there were some studies that actually showed impact up through fourth grade and up through seventh grade. So it really was making a difference, and the most significant gains were for disadvantaged students. So it was really important that we take a look at that we're serving all of our populations. And it made a difference in attendance, in behavior, and in literacy. Those were the main areas. We also did some surveys as part of the research, and the principal surveys of our elementary school principals showed that 100% of them were in favor of full-day kindergarten.
100%?
100%.
That's unanimous.
Yeah, and one of the main issues that was of concern, and anecdotally, was space. And we thought initially that there was no space for kindergarten to expand. However, we found that in a third of the schools they felt like they could accommodate full-day kindergarten completely. In another third of the schools they felt they could expand their kindergarten program but wouldn't be able to fully house all of the classes that they needed. So we found that there was some space there as well. And with the teacher surveys, we learned that about 80% of the kindergarten teachers were fully on board with full-day kindergarten, but 93% of the kindergarten teachers found that they were spending more time in teacher-directed activities than they would like. And that was one of the things that full-day kindergarten offers, is more time for student-directed activities. So that was really important. At the same time, the district as a whole was doing strategic planning. Dr. Zaga was leading a strategic planning process and receiving public input. So during that process, we developed goal number 2 of the strategic plan was to implement full-day kindergarten. So at that point, the district had a mandate to move forward and see what could be done for full-day kindergarten.
Wow, that's great. So it sounds like there was a lot that went behind this program. It wasn't just we jumped into it. We really did a lot of research.
Right, yeah. I mean, it started with, anecdotal discussions from teachers. Research went into it, then the strategic plan. It really had to become a full township-wide effort. I know that the township, the mayor's office got involved as far as funding with the Woodbridge Township pilot programs. That allowed payment in lieu of taxes to develop certain areas in Woodbridge. And the township has had a policy of revenue sharing. So when that payment in lieu of taxes comes in, this doesn't happen in every district, but here in Woodbridge, that revenue is shared with the school district, and it can be in the form of cash coming into the school district, or it can be in the form of bond referendums. So if you recall, a number of years ago, we had a zero tax increase bond referendum. And that was related to the township pilots and also allowed purchase of space for the kindergarten programs.
And then that kind of turns it over to you, Laura. Now, once full-day kindergarten's rolling, the curriculum comes into play.
So as Christina said, there was so many behind the scenes things going on to get this ball rolling, and so on my end, it was a few years process. We began by piloting different curriculum and decided on purchasing benchmark literacy and adopting it as our curriculum for kindergarten. So this is our 3rd year with that program, and now we can finally use it to its full capacity, being we're in full day kindergarten.
Right.
But to get there, we had about a year and a half with a committee who went out and did observations of surrounding districts who had full day kindergarten.
Okay.
We attended several workshops and trainings and just gathering every idea possible so that we could make full day kindergarten and the transition as seamless as possible for our district. So it was a lot of legwork to get to this point, and I'm so excited that it's finally here because I feel like this is my baby.
This is your baby.
And I'm finally getting to see all the hard work of all the teachers put together to make this happen, as well as all of our district administrators and the support from the community. So everything put together, we finally opened our doors to almost 1,100 kindergartners this September. So it's super exciting, and I'm really proud to have been a part of all of that.
Oh, I could just see it's wonderful to see across the district how it's implemented, and it's leveling out the kinks now, moving forward with it. The kids are excited, the teachers are excited. Now you have a full day. So how do we fill in that extra space? What do we put in there?
So we basically doubled our instructional time with the kids.
Okay.
So the teachers are using benchmark literacy, which is a reading workshop and writing workshop model.
Okay.
We use foundations for our phonics program and everyday math for math.
Okay.
What we do for science, social studies, and health is we integrate that through our literacy. And then we have small group instruction, and we also have play. And I cannot underestimate the importance of play because it gives kids time to get away from technology and to just be 5-year-olds.
Yes, and be social, and to play with children, and to not be on a
communicate,
video,
and to actually have conversation and figure out problem-solving skills and work on taking turns and all the little social aspects that as adults are second nature to us because we've had time to play and to interact with kids when we were little. And even though our world is changing, the play is such a huge, important piece of it. And to support all of the curriculum going on in the classrooms, we now have 51 kindergartens. So almost doubled in essence. So we added 21 new classrooms across the district. And they got all new furniture, beautiful colored tables with matching chairs, like very kindergarten, very bright and inviting. And the teachers, all teachers, also had a list of supplemental materials that they got. So those materials were purchased to support the curriculum, to support play, to support centers. Some things such as blocks, puppet theaters. Every classroom got a 4-piece kitchen set. So with all the accessories,
very popular.
And everything is just so exciting for the teachers as well, because I think we sometimes forget that school needs to be fun, and that it needs to be fun not only for the students but for the teachers as well.
Yeah, and play is kids' work. I mean, that's what it is.
And they there's so much that they learn from that, and just even with the curriculum, as Christina said, it's definitely more student-centered, student-driven. A lot of the work is no longer, whole group instruction where the teacher is directly speaking at the kids. The kids are actively involved. They're working in small groups. They're directing. They're learning. So all of that is really important, especially for the way our generation of kids is nowadays.
And Laura, they have their special area classes too.
Yes, they do. They also now get to have gym. They get to have technology. They have music and art as well. So they really feel, and a really big deal is lunch and recess. So now they really feel more to part of the school community as a whole, because now they're doing what the big kids are doing. They get to go to lunch and they get to have recess and be a part of all of the assemblies. So it really makes them feel more part of the community as well.
That's awesome, and a little rest time in there too, right?
Of course, we have to have our rest time.
It's important. It is. Little siesta.
They're still babies. They still go home in a car seat. So you have to remember that.
Sometimes I need a siesta.
Yes, and teachers need it too.
True. True. It's a very high energy day. So.
Well, that's great. And as a first grade teacher, I'm so excited to see the progress that they make next year, and to have that extra time for that social time and the play time, as well as the added academics, which would be wonderful to see. Well, I think that we really made Little Learners a big success through this program, and I think the district is only going to see positive things come out of it. So thank you for being such a big part of it. And I leave you with the poem that I just read. So here's all I really need to know.
Thank you.
I learned in kindergarten.
Thank you.
And we should all live by this, right?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I agree.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show and telling us all about full-day kindergarten.
Great.
We have to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to continue our exploration of full-day kindergarten with a visit to some of our schools. Welcome back to The Bridge. We've been learning about full-day kindergarten in Woodbridge. Now we're going to continue our exploration out in the schools. Take a look.
Hi Darren, welcome to Full Day Kindergarten. It has been quite the transition for our district to finally get it up and running, and it is phenomenal so far, so I'm so happy that we actually have this. The whole difference that I feel compared to half day and transitioning into full day is just the rapport that I have with my students now, which is fabulous because I really have a real relationship with most of them, and you can really get to know the children in your class.
Hi, I'm Miss Coons. I teach here at Oak Tree Road, School 29, Full Day Kindergarten. And the difference is I've noticed so far with Full Day Kindergarten to just having more time for the kids to socialize. Even right now you can see with centers going on, that typically wasn't something that we always got to do every day. It's even throughout the week, just with half day. So right now they're going through literacy centers, working together, talking to each other, collaborating. And then just even with our morning meeting, the students are allowed to have more time to collaborate, talk to each other, answer questions, do more activities. So I think just comparing half day to full day, I love the socialization aspect that the students are able to have.
Hello, my name is Stephanie West. I'm the principal at Lafayette Estate School number 25 in Fords, New Jersey. While we had our concerns, it went off better than we could have expected. With the help of Mr. Bader, our assistant superintendent, and Ms. Calabrese, our supervisor for language arts, it was a great induction to a full year program.
So with the schedule of full day kindergarten, it's really beneficial for us to be able to expand on all of our lessons. So like our sight words, for instance, instead of that 10-minute portion of our calendar routine, we really get to reinforce it all day long. The students are here for really 6 hours of learning as opposed to those 2.5 hours where we were constantly rushing, trying to incorporate everything that we possibly can in those short 2.5 hours. So now we can expand on our math lessons and really delve into the technology portion. We have our Heidi songs that Laura was so generous to get us all for kindergarten. We have the iPads for sensors, so it's really a lot more hands-on and a lot more tactile learning for our children to really expand and grow in kindergarten.
A big key factor would be just having the students where they are now compared to with half day. It's amazing to see the students sitting here, especially even during our main idea lesson. The students were able to pull the supporting details using the facts from the text that they learned. And it's exciting to see just on day 28 the students using text factors already into their discussions. It's really exciting to see that where they are now compared to where they were with half day.
There was a transition period for our kindergarten students coming from a half-day program in the past to a full day, but we have been able to meet the full needs of the student, from emotional and social to academic, to their ability to play and interact with one another, to introduce a full curriculum that we can cover over the course of a full day.
On a social-emotional aspect of this full-day kindergarten, I feel that the kids can really learn how to express their feelings more when they're playing with traumatic play. They're learning how to share and talk and converse with one another in a positive way. Even during rest time, it's nice for them to kind of catch a break and then kind of get a feel for what the afternoon's going to be like.
To incorporate play into learning, social emotional development, for students to have the opportunity to have gym class and art class and music class on top of the academics, and to have time to do isolated social studies and science activities, as well as incorporating it into our math and literacy program as well. So we've been able to do more of what we've done in the past, but do it better because we have the time to do it and not be rushed to fit within a half-day program.
The parents at open house were really excited to hear with the full day and how everything's going, to know that with their student being in school all day long, that they get to really experience the full day kindergarten with all of the academics, as well as just me overall having a better understanding of where they are. I'm excited to go into conferences next week, just having an overall better understanding of, you know, where all of the students are at, because they spend 8 hours a day with them.
Hi, Maureen Gallagher. My daughter's at 23, full day kindergarten with Miss Caggiano. I was a big proponent for full day kindergarten because I think it's a relief for working parents to know that their district is providing full day education. I am also a school teacher, so I am a proponent for public education, and the change that I've seen so far this year is astronomical, really. She's thriving. She loves the challenge of the full day kindergarten, and her learning is getting built upon on a more daily basis. They learned letters and writing and things like that, some sight words last year in daycare, but what she's been learning so far this year, and it's only the end of October, has been something wonderful to see as a teacher, as a parent, and just her overall experience has been such a positive one, and she comes home in a great mood every single day.
I'm excited to see at the end of the year as well where the students' growth will be. I think that especially just going into first grade, the readiness that they'll have academically and socializing and just being able to be in the classroom is going to be a really cool experience for the K teachers as well as the first grade teachers.
The things that I see that they're getting to and understanding, normally with half day, I don't see them understanding it until like around January, sometimes early December into January, and it's not even the end of October, and I can see the progress, which is phenomenal. We'll be able to see that transitioning to first grade as well.
It's also really exciting to see the differences between the students and how they're getting ready to go to specials and how they get ready to go to lunch. I know here at School 29, the students go down to the cafeteria with first grade and second grade, and they go out to recess with them as well. So even the socialization of other peers they get, as well as being able to get into a routine of specials and being able to participate in assemblies and Friday friends. It's really great to see the whole school interaction with them, opposed to them coming for 2.5 hours and unfortunately not being able to participate in those activities. Now they get to be with the whole school all day long. It's very cool to see. Yes, Iva?
My favorite thing about kindergarten is foundations. I like to do computers.
And tell me why.
Because I like to play in computers. I like kindergarten because we can learn. I like pictures. I like to know math.
So the parents were nervous, the kids were nervous, we were nervous. But it was great. We added on another lunch period. Our students had to become accustomed to eating in the cafeteria, but it was outstanding. And it's the best thing I can think of that we've done this year.
What a great opportunity for some of our youngest students. Kindergarten looks like a lot of fun, but I also see that they are accomplishing some great work. I think it's so important that they are making time for learning through play and social and emotional learning. As a first grade teacher, I'm so excited to see all the progress that they've made in a full day setting. Well, we have to take another break, but come right back as sports correspondent Anthony Hine visits kindergartners in their physical education class. Thanks for coming back to the Bridge. It's time now for our sports segment, and we sent Anthony Hine out to School 20 to visit Christina Terpanik's kindergarten physical education class. Now that they have full day kindergarten students have the opportunity to participate in all of the special area classes. Let's learn more about what they're doing in physical education. Over to you, Anthony.
Thanks, Darren. It's Anthony Hine here at school number 20, Claremont Ave. I'm here with Christina Terpanik. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
So we're here today to talk about full day kindergarten and the fact that they now have gym class. How's that going?
It's going great. It's really fun to have the kindergarten here. It's a whole different age group. We try to make it as fun as we can. It's a long day for them, so they love coming to their specials.
They look like they're having so much fun. They're really enjoying themselves. What are the objectives for gym class in kindergarten?
Well, the objectives are basically is they're going to learn a lot about working safely in open space and how to move with the different locomotor skills. Also, holidays are a big, big thing in the elementaries. So they are learning how to take turns, and whatever the objective is today, it was learning about pairs and matches. So they were able to run down and try to find their matches and then work nicely with their team and high-five them so that they can take turns.
That's great. I see that you're also doing body parts and you're showing the left hand versus right hand.
Right, so the month of October is when I celebrate the skeletal system and the bones. So I try to introduce all the basic bones, and as you can see, they're like little sponges. They just soak everything up. So they learn their phalanges, they learn their skull, their pelvis, and we try to make little rhyming words or poems so that they can remember them. And as you can see, they're learning their right from their left. Again, they're learning a lot of patterns with the colors and numbers. They're learning the ABCs, recognizing their letters, their colors. So we do a variety of different activities that they can be engaged in doing those things and getting stronger.
They're doing a great job.
Yeah, very nice.
So how much do the kindergarten teachers appreciate the fact that we're having gym class now?
Oh, I think they love it. Just from talking to them, they say the kids are having a great time. You know, this is a big day for them. It's a big year for them. A lot of them are very, very shy. You have to learn their personalities and see what they feel comfortable doing. We don't push them to do anything. We try to create a comfortable classroom and just reinforce all the things that we're trying to teach them, like listening, following directions, taking turns, getting in line, moving safely in open space, and being kind to others. This month, we celebrated our first character trait, which was respect. So all the classroom teachers have been teaching the children about respect and things that they can do to demonstrate good respect. So we tied that into the lesson here by taking turns, being kind to others. It's a work in progress, but they have a lot of fun, and I think they notice that you care and that you're there with them and you help each individual child that's having a difficult time.
How are they doing, though, with the introductions? A lot of them, this is the first time that they have organized gym class together, per se.
Yeah, they have a little trouble in the beginning. As you can see, you have to get them organized. We have to use a number of different strategies to try to get their attention. Once we get there, you just got to keep them moving and keep them active, and I think that's the key. The 30 minutes.
It's definitely happening.
The 30 minutes flies by. You know, you try to get it all in. I wish we had longer, but we don't. So, but it's doable.
Okay. I'm glad to hear it. The kids look like they're having a fantastic time. You look like you're having a lot of fun. And with the next gym class coming in, I'm back to you, Darren, and the studio. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anthony. It looks like those kids are having a great time staying healthy and learning about lifelong fitness at a young age. Now we have to take a quick break, but come right back to help me welcome kindergarten performers Yaneli, Abigail, and Jace. So we're back with the Bridge, and I'm here with kindergartners Yaneli, Abigail, and Jace from Ford Avenue School 14. Hi guys, how are you today?
Good.
Good. Good to have you on the show. Now I'm going to ask your names, okay? And I want you to raise your hand, just like you do in class, okay? Yaneli, awesome. Jace, good job. And Abigail, oh my God, you guys are great kindergartners already. So let me ask you a question. Who's your teacher in kindergarten?
Mrs. Meyer.
Mrs. Meyer? You all have Miss Meyer?
Yeah.
She's going to be so excited to see you on the Bridge. We're so excited to have you here. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. Is that cool?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so tell me, one at a time, what is your favorite thing about kindergarten? Yaneli, you want to start? Go ahead. Jace, you want to start? Go ahead. What's your favorite thing about kindergarten?
I like to do math a lot. I like to...
You like to put the blocks together when you add?
Yeah, I like to add when doing math.
Very good. Awesome. Abigail, what's your favorite thing about kindergarten?
Music.
Music. Oh, Mr. Brown's going to like that. And Yaneli?
Oh my gosh. Music and doing play.
Music and...
Play.
And playing. Who likes to play? Raise your hand. You guys get playtime in kindergarten?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's great work.
And If sometimes we be and I like to do art.
Art too?
And learn.
Okay, well let me turn it over to music. Now you have music now in kindergarten, right?
Yeah.
Yes? So I want you to tell me what your favorite thing about music is. Jace, what do you like about music?
I don't know.
Do you like to sing?
She loves to.
Who likes to sing? Abigail does. Who likes to dance? I can see it. She's dancing now. She loves it. You guys are going to use instruments soon? I think Mr. Brown had mentioned that. Yeah, we'll shake tambourines, shakers. Awesome. So music's a lot of fun, right? I hear you guys have wonderful voices. Do you guys have good voices? Yeah? Well, we're going to hear you guys sing in a little bit. But first, tell me, what's your favorite song? What do you like to sing?
Jingle bells.
Say it again.
Jingle bells.
Jingle bells. What do you like to sing?
Chop chop.
Chop chop. How's that go?
Chop chop, hippity chop. Cut off the bottom and cut off the top. Scoop us up and put in the pot.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that song. And what about you, Jace? What's your favorite song? You have a favorite?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Well, would you guys sing a song for us here in the studio?
Sure.
What song would you sing? You know?
We can sing chop chop.
Chop chop. Do you guys know a song about Johnny? Is there a song you know about Johnny?
Johnny Appleseed.
That would, well, Johnny Appleseed would be good. That passed. That was in September. Isn't there a song about Johnny who has a friend? Do you guys know that song?
Isabella.
No, I think it's called Johnny Has One Friend. Have you ever sung that before?
Johnny has one friend.
That's it. Don't sing it yet. Would you guys sing it together for me?
Sure.
Yeah, not right now. We'll go over into the studio and sing that. Would that be so cool?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm so glad you guys got to come to the show. Don't go yet. And before you go, I do have a little thing for you.
It tickles.
Is that cool? Look, I have a little instrument for you.
So
one for you, and it says the bridge on it. One for you, Yaneli. One for you, Abigail. And one for you,
That's not my
Jace.
name.
Let's give it a shake before we go sing the song. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to hearing Johnny Has One Friend.
Johnny has one friend. Johnny has one friend. Johnny has one friend. Johnny has two. Johnny has two friends. Johnny has two friends. Johnny has two friends. Johnny has three. Johnny has three friends. Johnny has three friends. Johnny has three friends. Johnny has four. Johnny has four friends. Johnny has four friends. Johnny has four friends. Johnny has five. Johnny has five friends. Johnny has five friends. Johnny has five friends. Johnny has friends.
Wow, that was awesome, guys. I think Woodbridge now has 3 new friends. Your voices touched the hearts of so many out there. Great job. Thank you, Jace. Thank you, Yaneli. Thank you, Abigail. And we wish you all the best in the many years of school that you have ahead. And thank you for watching The Bridge. I'm Darren Soretto, signing off and looking forward to the next episode of The Bridge. Join us next time. Bye. Bye. Thanks for coming.